The one movie Angelina Jolie has always wanted to make. A big epic that's on my mind. As the daughter of Jon Voight, Angelina Jolie was always likely to be extremely attention-oriented, and she made good use of the spotlight with a series of public romantic engagements and party attendances. Despite her entry into the world of Hollywood, engulfed in sex and scandal and dripping with raw magnetism, Jolie's career has darted off in many different and somewhat unexpected directions. Her work as an activist and director is now as equally in demand as her position as a leading star in any production. Jolie was, for a while, perhaps the biggest name in Hollywood. After a starring role as Lara Croft in Tomb Raider, a role she would later not only denounce but try to kill, her star power was absorbing, and her gravitational pull would bring in a myriad of impressive and big-budget projects, including Mr. and Mrs. Smith and Salt. They would cast Jolie as an action-focused star capable of making huge box office gains. However, to focus on this as Jolie's major contribution to cinema is to forget perhaps her greatest role as Lisa Rowe in Girl, Interrupted, or her own written and directed project By the Sea, and, in turn, forget just how talented she is. In reality, Jolie's commitment to her acting is reflected in her activism. The star has channeled her fame into countless good causes, becoming a leading advocate for opening up discussions on causes affecting refugees, environmental conservation, and women's rights. Jolie has also worked as a UNHCR Special Envoy, which has seen her visit war-torn countries and lobby governments to enact policy reform. The Jolie-Pitt Foundation also works hard to fund education, healthcare, and environmental conservation projects across the globe. It all speaks to a serious member of society, Hollywood elite or not. That seriousness is also something she has taken into her work on screen, especially when considering her unrealized projects and the one movie she is desperate to make. Speaking to The Hollywood Reporter, Jolie shared, "There are some bigger directing projects that would take longer that I haven't been able to do. The one sitting at my desk now is a big epic that's on my mind, the wonderful story of Don McCullin." Don McCullin is one of Britain's most celebrated photojournalists. Becoming the first of his profession to be granted a CBE for his work in the field, McCullin used photography to share, sometimes unwelcome, images of humanity in desperation. Whether it was his award-winning photo essay on the construction of the Berlin Wall or documentation on the Vietnam War, his usually black and white images are stark reminders of society so easily lost. For Jolie, the chance to tell McCullin's story represents not only his own life, but something far grander. In many ways, it's about the rise and fall of journalism. Don's an extraordinary man. He's still around, and he's become a friend, and he's amazing in what he's seen. I would love to spend time and trace his steps and maybe learn more. I'm a terrible student. If I have to just read something, I don't get it at all. But if I experience it or meet somebody and it's personal, then I understand. There are still a few acts left in the Angelina Jolie's Hollywood story. But while she may not be as under the spotlight as in her previous scenes, we can be sure that whatever comes down the road, she will be putting the most important issues onto center stage.